Hi everyone, I just wanted to check in with you and see how you're doing. I also wanted to share a little bit about kind of this week and where we're going in the next couple of weeks because we're turning a little bit of a corner in the class right now. So up until now, we've been really looking at some great articles about the reading and writing classroom. We've looked at some elementary school like I Just Want to Work with My Friends by Diane Kokari, and we've also looked at Jenny Nelson's Reading Classroom as Text. That dealt a lot with the idea of writing and the writing classroom and revision, and then how students come in with knowledge of the classroom. If I go back to Kokari, I think about equity and access. So we've really been looking at a lot of materials that address generalized issues and problems and concerns within the writing and reading classroom. So that's been great. This week we kind of start moving in a little bit of a different direction, and we will be reading Engaging Apolitical Adolescents by Melissa Ames. And I really like this article. I hope you enjoy it. I don't want to get into a lot of detail about what the article's about because you'll get to read it. But it does start to address a lot of issues with social justice and interest with social issues with the millennial generation, which is using that term kind of what's the word I want, lightly. But it is talking about a little bit of apathy that a lot of the world believes is happening with the younger generation regarding social issues and politics. So don't get thrown off because she starts off saying one thing, but she's really doing that thing to prove a point. And she will, as she moves on, gets to her bigger point, which is really saying, yeah, maybe you've judged them too harshly too quickly. So make sure you get to that point. And then later on, she goes on to really do a call to arms for a certain group of people. I won't say who they are yet, but you'll get there at the end of it. And she spends a lot of times talking about these dystopian literature pieces that are out there that have become really popular, like the Hunger Games and the Match series and Divergent. So it's a really interesting article, and it begins to open up this idea of how you can engage younger generations in social issues by looking at dystopian literature. And if you look at our schedule, which I was just looking at a second ago, after that, you're going to see that that we will then do a couple of really interesting things, which is we will look at The Partials, which is a dystopian book by Dan Wells. It's a narrative. And then we will, after that, look at my English 130 site, which shows you a themed approach to a reading and writing course that is around dystopian literature. So I'm using these pieces to kind of give you a framework for how a themed course or unit might look within the reading and writing classroom. So we're going to spend some time looking at this, and then hopefully it will start to give you ideas about how you could work with a theme or an idea within your own classroom. And I'm sure that you might not be interested in high school students. You might be interested in elementary school or middle school, but thinking about how a theme or a certain idea can tie things together so then you can start to investigate specific areas that you want your students to read and write about. So I wanted you to kind of think about as you're going through these motions with the Engaging Apolitical Adolescents by Ames, and then reading The Partials, and then moving on to the website, starting to think about how that theme works, because you're going to want to be thinking about how you would want to formulate your curriculum in our project at the end of the semester. So this gives you a taste of how a theme could work. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and give you a little insight on how my brain was working and what we're doing in the next couple weeks of the course. In addition, I wanted to check in and make sure you're okay. I know it's been a little challenging locally, and I hope you're doing well. So please, if you need anything, feel free to check in with me. I've met with a few of you via Zoom, but if you want to spend some time with me, all you have to do is shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to set up a Zoom meeting with you. Anyway, have a great night, and I'll talk with you soon.